And good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. Thank you for taking the time to join us for this Rubrik workshop session for Rubrik Agent Cloud. Uh, Before we move forward, I just want to flash the safe harbor statement. Now, Rubrik Agent Cloud is in a beta stage, so since it's not GA yet, please take a few moments to read through the slide. And in just about a few seconds, I'll move forward. I think we are good to go. And a quick introduction. My name is Alpika Singh, and I'm a Senior Technical Marketing Manager here at Rubrik. I've been with Rubrik for over 4 years now, and I primarily focus on everything that is customer facing and a lot of sales enablement for our AI platform, SaaS workloads, databases, as well as unstructured data. I'm here with Damani. Damani, please introduce yourself.
Morning, everyone. I'm Dmani. I manage our field engineering team for our AI products here at Rubrik. I've been here for about 7.5 years, and this is probably the third or fourth product that I've supported. So very excited to bring what we have for you today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Damani. And just quick agenda, Damani and I will walk through what the solution looks like, why we are doing this, and have a discussion around it. We will have a Q&A section as well. And to top it off, Damani will walk us through the product to show you how the product actually functions and works. We will leave you with a guided lab so you can try the Rubrik Agent Cloud at your own convenience and see how it can benefit your organization as well. With that, I will get started. Oh yeah, Q&A portion. So while I'm talking, Damani can answer questions, and while Damani is talking, I can answer questions. So please feel free to add in all your questions, even if it's specific to you. Damani talks to our customers, prospects on a day-to-day basis, so he has a lot of experience with this. So please start asking questions if you already have them. With that, let's get started. Now, the agent era has arrived. It's no longer the time when we were using ChatGPT to figure out some hello world prompts and how to write small apps. Now we are talking about agents that are actually modernizing your workflow. It's operation, making your operations go faster, right? Now, wherever you see, be it TV, be it radio, your billboards, everywhere you have an ad for an AI agent. So it's no longer just a thought that it would be here, but agents are here. And the industry experts definitely think so, and so do I. If you look at Salesforce, they have Agentforce and it's working really well. In fact, they have stopped hiring new developers and they want to use agents to actually write there and develop more code. So AI is here to stay, and it's great times to be in. If you look at the definition of agentic AI or agents, right? It differs from company to company. You will see different definitions. Just to take a step back, and I just want to have a very basic definition for agentic AI or agents. Now, agents are essentially LLMs with access to your tools and your data set. When I talk about tools, it could be a CRM applications like the Salesforce or Dynamics, or your other database application, and it could live in the cloud, different SaaS applications, or on-prem. Now, 33% of these enterprise apps that are designed for humans right now will be agentic AI by 2028. And these stats are from Gartner. And at least 15% of the decisions will be made autonomously by these agents. Now, the agents are coming. It's how you adopt, how quickly you can adopt. So the basic questions which you should be thinking about is like, are you ready to deploy, operate, and govern them so that you can take advantage of this agentic AI era? Now, when you look at the agentic maturity, like to get the maximum ROI out of your agents, there are essentially four stages of maturity. Now, the first part is all about the experimentation phase, where you have probably one or two people working on your team part time on some initial experimentation, but it's primarily in your sandbox environment, nowhere close to production environment, and they are trying to figure out what kind of agents your organization can build to make sure that your operational flow becomes easier and easy to operate, right? The next part is the formalization stage, where you have moved on from the experiments, and you actually have defined a couple of agents, maybe, say 10, 12, or 2 dozen agents that are actively using your production data as well as tools. So you have expanded the horizon, and you have expanded the capabilities and access of these agents. The third stage is the proliferation stage, where you are now scaling from a couple dozen to hundreds of agents, and now you have a platform, or maybe you have multiple platforms to deploy these agents, and also you are able to monitor the actions of these agents and govern them to make sure that they are doing what they are supposed to do, right? And the fourth stage is the autonomous AI, where now you are scaling from hundreds of agents to thousands of fully autonomous agents. Now, what are autonomous agents? Essentially, they are not only assessing or giving you options as to or rather automating your workflow, but they are also making business decisions on your behalf. Now it could be with a human in the loop, or it could be totally autonomous as well. And it goes without saying that you already have all the platform to support this as well. Now, we've been talking to a lot of our customers, a lot of our prospects, right, to see where they are in the agentic AI journey. And of all the people who took the survey, what we've realized that, and it's a happy realization, that close to 90% of those survey takers uh, are actually on their way, or they have already started the agentic AI journey. They are at different stages, but at least they have started thinking about how they will be adopting the agentic AI era. Uh, Without a surprise, over 50% of them are still in the experimentation phase, but they are making good progress, right? So, and a large chunk of the folks actually lie in the formalization and the proliferation phase. So they are way well advanced into the agentic maturity phase, right? Now, what the surprising aspect is that the autonomous AI, which is the most mature phase where you get the maximum ROI for your agents, we didn't find any of the customers or prospects in that stage. Now, it's not that they don't have the capability to move to that stage. They already have platforms in place to deploy the agents. They already have use cases defined, right? But the problem is the issue. What they are noticing is the risks that comes with the agentic AI, right? And let's talk about the risk a little bit. Now, AI agents are superhumans. Like, they are super fast. They think, they take decisions quickly, and they're super fast. Now, when you talk about humans, they are thoughtful, responsible, and they're a little bit slower to, not a little bit, a lot slower than agents to do or to do a task, right? But a lot of times humans actually think before they make a decision. Like there are certain guidelines which your organizations might have given it to you for a task, right? Um, sorry, but in certain scenarios, you have to sit back and think if this is the right approach. Should I talk to someone? Should I change my approach? Like those things can happen. And if you look at the current infrastructure, your production infrastructure, be it IT or otherwise, they're designed for these humans. And now AI agents are actually assuming the non-human identity or the NHI. Um, sorry, and doing the same task, right? So the design becomes an issue where it's designed for humans, and that comes with a lot of risks. The first one is the hallucination aspect. If things are going great, your agents will behave as expected, but it's fairly common for agents to actually hallucinate, and when that happens, so sorry. And when that happens, the output that is produced from these agents are not good. They may not meet your business requirements, and they can cause a lot of harm to your business as well. It can cause significant revenue loss as well. The other aspect is the agents can go off track and go completely off rails and essentially start doing tasks they're not supposed to do. They can take actions when they're not supposed to. Like they can go ahead and delete a database. They can go ahead and update SSN of a customer even though it was not requested. So a lot of times these risks just come out of are there and they come out of surprise, right? And then you may or may not realize it right then, and it might be too late before you can take any action. And when we talk about these risks, these are not just hallucinations. They have actually happened and they have executed actions as well. Like if you look at the past couple of years, there have been several instances where your AI coding platform just went rogue and deleted an entire company database during a code freeze. And you realized it, you have to go fix it, but the AI agent was not supposed to do that. And in other times, there were actually API keys that were exfiltrated by a rogue agent. Now, if you think about cyber attack, it's using rogue people or rogue identities. It takes time for them to exfiltrate and do what they want to do. And when it comes to agent, it can be done fairly quickly. It can be 10x faster, right? So you now also have the data exfiltration risk that comes with these agents. So when we talk to our IT or security persona, the number one question they have is like, is there a platform that can give me a single pane of glass access to all my agents that are running on different platforms that have and gives me a picture as to what applications they have access to, what they are doing with it, what actions they are taking. Is my data getting leaked or exfiltrated? Are there rogue agents environment? Is there a way where I can prevent an AI agent from making an action or taking an action that they're not supposed to? If an agent has made a mistake, can I recover from it quickly? So these are some of the common concerns that most of the IT and security teams have now, and that's essentially stopping them from moving from stage 2 to 3 to actually the fully autonomous AI stage. And this is where Rubrik comes in play, and I'll hand it over to Damani for the next steps.
mute button. Sounds good. So yeah, so the platform that we built in the Rubrik Agent Cloud is designed to help our customers move quickly from not knowing what agents do and maybe being blocked by deploying agents in their environment to giving visibility to what those agents are doing in their environment, what applications they're able to touch, which identities they're able to use, and unlocking that capability so that our customers can confidently move forward with their AI projects, especially if they've been blocked from using agents because of lack of visibility on what's happening there. So that's kind of where we see this transformation, but from strictly people using environments to automate to that digital transformation to that transformation to using AI agents and how we can help in each one of those stages. Go to the next slide. So we've introduced this platform called Rubrik Agent Cloud, and the general principle is because we sit at sort of this intersection between where we see customers' data, we can see the agents customers are running, and we also see the customers' identities. We're in a unique position to know what data agents are accessing, what identities they're accessing, and be able to see that agent workflow and give monitoring and observability to that. Our platform will also give an ability to provide remediation as well as some preventative guardrails that we can put on as well, again, because of the visibility that we see. Next slide. As I stated, from a monitoring standpoint, we're able to discover all of the agents that are flowing through your environment. We're able to intelligently apply governance policies to those agents, so we can see things like what the risk levels of those agents are, whether or not the agents have been authorized for use, what tools those agents are using. We can provide alerts when we see things going off the rails. We can also block agents from taking actions that they're not authorized to do. And then we also are providing a remediation feature where, because we've backed up the data, or at least we're informed of what data the agents have accessed, if we see an agent take a destructive action or make a bad update, we're able to go back to our backups and recover the data back from those backups and rewind your system back to before the agent caused an issue. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So the way this all works is by introducing this AI gateway that we've created. The AI gateway allows us to see the conversation between agents and their LLMs. So if you look on the left-hand side, traditionally agents will talk directly to an LLM through an API of some sort. And so we intercept those API calls by having the agent send the data to our gateway first, and then we'll relay that information off to the LLM. But because we've sent it to the gateway, we now get to see that conversation, so the prompts and completions that the agents are making, and then we can pull some metadata out of that to understand what that agent is doing. For more of the closed systems, so things like Copilot, Agentforce, where we don't have the opportunity to see what the agents are, what endpoints the agents are talking to, they do have APIs that we can use to get the same information. So we'll have some integrations directly with Copilot and things like Agentforce where we can get the data directly from them and then again infer the same information through the gateway. And then last but not least, around endpoints, where we'll look at having an MDM script essentially that will run on an endpoint and tell us what agents are running there. So if you have things like Cursor or Claude, if those agents are using a endpoint for an LLM directly, we can redirect the traffic through our gateway. Otherwise, we can scrape the logs that they're using to get, again, that same level of visibility. So this kind of takes us through the three types of agents we've seen in the industry so far, and being able to collect that data into the Rubrik Agent Cloud and provide that functionality that we're looking for of the visibility, guardrails, and remediation. Next. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll get going with our demo. So, all right. So once you've logged into the Rubrik Security Cloud and gone to our new agent operations room, we'll come in and show this dashboard view. So here in the dashboard, we'll be able to see things like the number of agents that are in the environment that we've discovered. Again, we'll automatically discover agents just based on them flowing data through the gateway. We'll assign agents risk. So we'll look at whether or not the agent has access to destructive tools. So if you have tools that can read, write, sorry, not read, but write, update, or delete data, then we'll assign higher risk to that agent. If you have tools that are just reading data, those will be low risk agents.
Sorry, Damani, you might be sharing the wrong screen.
Oh, what is it that you guys see at this point?
Slides.
Um,
Now we
okay.
see the right screen.
Sorry, I didn't click a button there. All right, so I'll start over from the beginning. So once you've logged into the Rubrik Security Cloud, we'll go into this agent operations room, and here you'll have a list of the agents that we've discovered. So we'll show you total number of agents discovered, as well as 10 list of what agents are there. Again, we'll assign risk to those agents. So we automatically, based on the agents flowing through, have registered those agents, and then understanding what tools they have access to, we'll assign that risk. The risk is based on what kind of tool that the agent has access to. So if that tool is able to write, delete, or update data, it's a high risk agent. If it's just reading data, we'll consider it to be a low risk agent. We'll give you an idea of the number of tools that we've discovered, and then a list of any violations against policies that we've seen. So take us into our policy engine, where you can add initially out of the box, we'll have some predefined policies, but eventually we'll give a capability to write your own policies. So you'll be able to do things like say, hey, I only want to have read-only tools in my environment. I don't want agents that are, I don't want to let agents run that are using read-write or destructive tools. Maybe I want to authorize specific tools or specific agents for use, so I'll enable just those. Or maybe I only want to authorize agents to access certain applications, so we'll have rules like that. If we go here to the inventory view, here we'll give you a bit more detail about each agent. You'll be able to search for agents by name. We'll talk about what applications that agent has access to, what platform the agent was created on, maybe who owns the agent. If we click into this agent, we'll give this detailed map view we've discovered that the agent is doing. So the first thing we'll take a look at is the identities that the agent is using. So if you have user identities that are being used through the agent, or if the agent isn't able to act autonomously, maybe it's using a service principal, we'll detail out what identities that agent is being used by. This also will inform us as to what permissions that agent may have access to, and give us an idea of what the capabilities of that agent are, or what it could potentially do. We'll also see what applications that agent is actively accessing, and then what tools are being used against those applications. So here we have an example of a violation of one of our policies based on a tool call that's being used against Microsoft SharePoint. So if we look at this particular tool call, we'll see that it's trying to delete a record from an accounts table, and that violates our read-only tool rule. And we can see that it's a delete file tool. So in this case, we haven't chosen to block this this action, and instead it was allowed to go through. So we'll see, give you a detailed view about what it is the agent was doing. So here, what account was removed and what the actual action was that had taken place. We'll provide a remediation capability. So if I click on remediate, I can create a ticket in your ticketing system. So the owner of this agent needs to go back and update it so that it's not making these destructive action tools. We can do that. We'll also send the full details. So if there needs to be some more investigation as to what this agent was doing or touching, you can do that through your ticketing system. And then if this agent was being backed up, or the data was being backed up by Rubrik, we can go ahead and initiate this rewind action. So here in the rewind step, we're able to take you directly to the backup of the system that the agent had affected, just before the point in time that the agent ran. So whatever backup ran before that agent operation took place will allow you to restore directly from that. So this is pretty much it. The only other view of specifically all violations that are happening, you can go into a violation, and again, takes you back to that remediation page that we talked about earlier. We also have our activity log. So this is an immutable log or log of what the agents have been doing. So a lot of our customers will use this to, with their auditors, to say, hey, we know exactly what our agents are doing. We can give you a complete audit trail, or even from a debugging or troubleshooting perspective, if they want to see in the real world what that agent has been doing. So that's all I had from that perspective, or from a demo perspective. Happy to take any Q&A questions you guys might have live on the call here. And it looks like a few things have been happening in the chat as well.
Yeah, we've been good on questions. Folks, if you have questions, please do ask them.
All right, so as we're waiting for those to come in, as Alpika has posted, so again, the platform is designed around monitoring, governing, and remediation of agent actions. We are in early beta at this point, and we do anticipate having a production product by the end of January. If you do want to sign up for our early access program, I believe there's some details here on the slide and maybe in the docs as well. Happy to have you participate and get feedback and show you what we've built so far. So I'm just starting to look through the Q&A here. I'm not sure if you want me to just read through these or answer them as we go along here.
You can start answering them. Like I'm just.
Okay. So one question we have is, one, learn about agent tools through MCP. It seems that this discovery of tools is being abstracted. It's not shown. Also, eval tracing of what an agent is doing is provided. Is this a Rubrik in-house eval library? Yeah, so essentially, I think this question is asking about whether or not we were able to discover MCP tools, and then the fact that that's sort of abstracted because we're just looking at the LLM traffic. And the other question is sort of around if we're doing looking at the traces that come through. So yes, we're looking at both. Currently, the proxy we have is just looking at the LLM traffic. We do intend to also create a proxy for MCP as well to help give more visibility into the tools. But just through the LLM traffic, we are able to see a lot of details about what tools are being used and for what those tools are doing. And then where there's tracing involved, we are using that tracing information to help also inform us as to what's going on. How we're doing that is through an LLM in our backend that we're using to look through the information and provide those decisions. So it is a custom or a fine-tuned model that we're using to infer what those agents are doing. Matt Tyro asks, or is there a bulk action for restore of, this is probably a continuation of another question, of all changes made across multiple systems by an agent? So I think what you're asking about is around if we see an agent touch multiple systems, can we restore all of those systems in a bulk restore step, or do you have to go one by one through each system and do a restore? Today it is one by one, although doing a bulk restore is on a roadmap, but the initial product, it'll be individual restore of any systems that an agent has touched. The first part of your question, Matt, was if there are multiple restores needed, as a rewind? Do all of those happen as separate operations? So yes, if again, if that agent has talked to more than one system that needs to be restored, you'll have to go through each system and restore them independently. But we would show each of the systems that were affected by that agent rewind or that agent. Salvador asks how Rubrik Agent Cloud connects secure protocols to different agent sources. What is needed for the same service account tokens, etc.? What other Rubrik product licenses are needed for this to work as expected? So from a licensing perspective, we'll have one license to enable Agent Cloud, and it covers everything that I showed. So the rewind capability, the remediation capability, the ability to block calls, discovery, it's all covered under one license. We're anticipating that'll be a flat fee initially, and then we'll probably figure out a usage model later on. The first part of your question, as far as the protocol that we use, what we're doing is we're looking at the actual OpenAI or Anthropic AI API calls. So because we're at the API layer, we don't have to worry about like decrypting SSL packets or anything like that. We actually see the prompt and the response or completion coming back. So no service accounts are needed necessarily. When you do create the model router or the gateway, you would put your model and its keys into the gateway so that it can access OpenAI or Anthropic or whatever LLM that you're using. And then the gateway gives you a key or a set of keys that you can use with your agents so that they can access the gateway. All right. It looks like the rest of these were already answered. If there's any other questions you'd like me to take live, I'm happy to do that.
That's one question that just came in. How does Rubrik Agent Cloud handle multi-agent or orchestration and memory?
Systems across sessions, yeah. So the today what we're looking at is more we have a way to identify who each agent is and then what action that agent took sort of in series or as a string of actions. We don't quite have a concept of a session yet. That is something else that we're looking at so that we can say, hey, all of these actions belong to a particular session. Where we're kind of starting out with right now is just identifying who the agents are, what actions they're actually taking, and then if any of those actions need blocking or not. And eventually we do want to get to a point where we can say, hey, here's a session, and kind of link all of the actions that took place within a session as a single body. So to answer your question, we're not quite there yet of understanding, agents talking to agents for one thing, and then a session across those multiple agents and all of the tool calls that each one made as a single body of work. So that's one of the next things on our list of things to do.
Awesome, thank you. I think those are the only questions we are seeing right now. Thank you, Damani. And we already did the live demo. So I just wanted to thank you all for coming for this session and joining us and asking great questions. So thank you for taking the time as well. Chase, any final words from you?
We do have the story lane. No, we do have the story lane. Did you want to walk through that?
No, I think we are good. Since Damani did the live one, we are good to
Just to
skip
give
the story.
Okay. Well,
Oh, okay. Actually,
yeah, to give
why?
people a sense of what it'll be.
Absolutely. So what we will leave you with is our guided demo. Let me quickly open that up. Sorry, I should have been ready for this. Okay, so This will be a step-by-step walkthrough as to what you will do when you onboard Rubrik Agent Cloud in your environment. So the first step is obviously onboarding. There were a lot of questions around how do you handle multiple platforms, how do you onboard. So you do have to log into your Rubrik Security Cloud instance, and then you can get to the agent operations room, and then you can start configuring your gateway. So like Damani mentioned, there are two methods. Either you can use the model gateway, or you can also use the native integration option for Microsoft, Bedrock, Agent Core, etc. For connecting your platforms, right? Once you onboard it, what you will see next is these set of agents, which the Mani already walked through. So I'm going to skip that. And to use the demo, you can, instead of clicking on next, you can actually use your right or left arrow key as well to go back and forth. Once you're towards the end of the demo of the section, you can go ahead and go to the next section. So every topic that Damani covered, which was right from onboarding to monitoring, how do you govern, how do you actually do the remediation, you can see it in action using this guided demo as well. So we are going to leave you with this demo, and if you have questions, reach out to our sales team to see a live demo or have a deeper dive conversation with them. I'm all done, Chase. So over to you.
Yep. Thanks again, folks. Appreciate you joining. Like as we said, the link to that demo is just now put in the chat by me. It's been living in the docs tab as well. And if you haven't clicked over there, there's a couple other links too. But up above us is that get early access link if you wanted to, check it out in live. But the story lane's there for you to like get a sense of what it's like right now. And we appreciate you being here for this webinar, and we'll stick around for a few more minutes in case any other questions come through, and if any issues, clicking through the story lane link there. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I see a question that has come through.
Is this including the regular license or additional licenses required? So yeah, this is not just Rubrik Security Cloud license. If you have Rubrik Security Cloud, you will need additional license to get access to Rubrik Agent Cloud. And please do click on get early access, try it out in your environment to see how it can help you.